Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter Nazwin. Huge thanks to Nazwin and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Nazwin reached out asking for a group hug deck led by Kros Defense Contractor, and I was more than happy to help. If you're enjoying my content, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support, and if you like the deck list, consider sharing this video as well. Kros Defense Contractor is a 4-mana 2/4 legendary cat advisor. At the beginning of our upkeep, we put a shield counter on target creature an opponent controls. Also, whenever we put one or more counters on a creature we don't control, tap that creature and goad it. It gains trample until our next turn. Nazwin specifically wanted a deck that put counters on our opponent's creatures, so I tried to find a lot of cards that did so. But he also said he wanted the deck to be group hug themed, so I made sure to include a lot of those effects in the deck. Finally, he asked that the deck stay under $200. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard was made famous by their Boulder, which now come in these lovely two-tone boxes, allowing you to show your guild loyalty. Unless you're a filthy Dimir player who is simply disguising their deck, pretending to be the lawful and righteous Azorius. Find out if your local game store carries the new Ultimate Guard Synergy Boulders, or click on the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lanes and 13 pieces of ramp, 12 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. One last announcement before we get into our video. I've been invited to attend MagicCon Chicago. Unfortunately, I'm short on funds and might not be able to make it. If you'd like to help me and my child, the one who convinced me to get back into Magic, travel to the Windy City in order to play this February, consider joining my Patreon. Even if it's just for a month of support, it would mean a lot. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Forge of Heroes, Sunpetal Grove, Glacial Fortress, Hinterland Harbor, Arctic Treeline, Glacial Floodplain, Rimewood Falls, Radiant Grove, Idyllic Beachfront, Tangled Islet, Selesnya Guildgate, Azorius Guildgate, Simic Guildgate, Selesnya Sanctuary, Azorius Chancery, Simic Growth Chamber, Manor Gate, Citadel Gate, Sea Gate, Gond Gate, Heap Gate, Scavenger Grounds, Evolving Wilds, 5 forests, 3 plains, and 4 islands make up our land base for this deck. Collective Voyage, Rites of Flourishing, Heartbeat of Spring, Selvala Explorer Returned, Tempt with Discovery, Dictate of Karametra, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, 3 Visits, Rampant Growth, Farseek, Nature's Lore, and Circuitous Route help us to ramp out and stay ahead of the curve. Generous Patron, Verity Circle, Tezzeret's Gambit, Experimental Augury, Dictate of Krufix, Kami of the Crescent Moon, Quain Itinerant Meddler, Mind's Aglow, Howling Mine, Sail into the West, Folio of Fancies, Heartwood Storyteller, Girapur Orrery, and the Council of 4 help us to keep our hands full. Slip Out the Back, Inscription of Abundance, Collective Effort, Generous Gift, Beast Within, Negate, Counterspell, Quantrix Command, Arcane Denial, and Dovin's Veto help us to keep our opponents in line. Don't Move, and Tolarian Contempt help us to reset the board as needed. Nils, Discipline Enforcer, Forgotten Ancient, Sheltering Ancient, Evolution Sage, Hilda of the Icy Crown, Skyboon Evangelist, Thrumming Bird, Evolutionary Escalation, Bow of Nylea, Retreat to Kazandu, Together Forever, Ancient Bronze Dragon, Elspeth Resplendent, Basri Ket, Court of Garenbrig, The Wandering Emperor, Noble Heritage, and Glunch the Bestower make up the core of our deck. Supporting our plan, we've got Inexorable Tide, Solitary Sanctuary, Ghostly Prison, Propaganda, Duelist's Heritage, and Strixhaven Stadium. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, right on target. 14 pieces of card advantage, 10 pieces of interaction, 2 board wipes, 1 piece of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card in Ancient Bronze Dragon. Remember, our commander gives creatures our opponents control trample if we put counters on that creature while goading it at the same time. Ancient Bronze Dragon puts a ton of +1/+1 counters on creatures. So all we need to do is put a bunch of +1/+1 counters on our opponent's commanders, thus goading them and giving them trample, and have our opponents kill each other for us. And we can help that happen even faster if we have a Duelist's Heritage on board. Now, some of you may be asking why we have a bunch of counterspells in a group hug deck. We want our opponents to have fun, cast big spells, and draw lots of cards. However, we don't want them comboing off and winning out of nowhere, so the counterspells are there to keep that from happening. Don't worry, we're all going to play together for hours and hours. I've made sure of it. Do you have a Kros Defense Contractor deck? What direction did you take the deck? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. For only $25, you too can have a Commander video built at your request. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Josh, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Borgie, Exiled Rogue, Nazwin, Pedro, Tom, Echo Fox, Midge, Swifty, Lucius, Detroff, Rally, Elf, Frank, and Alex. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.